Hi there, it's Jose, and in today's video I'm going to talk about what I think are some misconceptions between talent and skill set. So if I'm looking down, I'm trying to draw at the same time as I speak, and if I ramble on a little bit, that's probably also why, but I am trying to do some art as I speak, just because I got a lot of stuff I want to create in the next couple of weeks. So I want to talk about something that, as an artist, I hear all the time, and I feel like every artist out there hears it all the time as well. And this includes singers, musicians, actors. You hear all the time the word, "You are so talented. You were born with that gift." And I know it always comes from a very loving place, but I think it creates a lot of misconceptions that end up hurting the art world, not really the artist that creates the art, but the art world overall. And that is the mentality that people who create an art form are simply gifted from birth, that they are just able to do something that no one else is able to do unless they were given that specific gift. And I think that the word talent gets applied to a skill set or a number of things that a person who you would call an artist will develop over time. And it's kind of portrayed as that thing that you do so well, you're only able to do it because you were born able to do that skill set, or you were born in a position where your life led you to do that because that's just what you're good at. And that, I feel, is not the case. What I mean by that is, a lot of artists take a lot of time to develop their skill set, which is, again, what they do. It's what they create and how they create it. Whether it's singing, they develop their vocal instrument. Whether it's playing an instrument, playing the guitar, the piano, whatever, they practice to get to the level where people associate with talent. Same thing with dancing, singing, sculpting, anything that's visually artistic, acting. Am I leaving anything out? I said dancing, I think. Basically, there's all these things that are considered to be an art form, and people of all ages I've experienced talk about art as a gift, which I think it is, but not in the same way. I think art is a gift because it's something that a lot of people are able to enjoy. I don't think art is a gift that is given to the artist. I think art is a skill that the artist decides to develop to what they become in the future. Meaning, we're not all born knowing how to walk, or write or name, or speak, but it is something that over time we develop using repetition, that is very similar to how I've developed my artistic skills. I wasn't born knowing how to paint or draw or sculpt. Those are all things that I work really hard for time after time after time to develop. Same thing with singers. And it is just things that take a long time to develop. It takes a lot of hard work. So I think the talent, in my opinion, is the desire and the want to develop those skills, to be good at this, to do it over and over again. I think the talent is not being able to sing well. It's wanting to sing. It is wanting to sing over and over and over and over again. It's having a love for it. That's what I think is a talent. And that's where I don't think everyone is born or has the willingness to do. But my issue with people being dismissive of developing a skill set by just simply calling it a talent is the fact that there are a lot of people out there that would develop the skills that will become a talented person if they weren't discouraged by the thought that they're told all their lives and everyone talks about it. Oh, well, they can do that because they're talented. And let me get started on that one. I just think that's just from a very young age, kids ask a lot of questions, and I have a niece, trust me, she asks a lot of questions. And I think it comes from just trying to figure things out. And it's hard to explain to a kid, a young kid that might be 5 or 6, how doing something over and over again. My pencil's broken. Means you get better at it. That's hard for a young kid to understand and grasp. So when a kid asks a teacher or a parent, how do they do that? Talking about a painting or a drawing or a dancer or a singer or someone playing an instrument in a very fantastic way, it's very easy to just tell them they're just talented. And I've seen it over and over again. They are just talented. They were born with that talent. Not everyone has that talent. Not everyone has that skill set, but the talent is something different in my opinion. And then they're never developed, that mentality never gets developed on the young person throughout their lives to understand that as you work really hard to write your name, as you work really hard to walk, as you work really hard to run, as you work really hard to ride a bike, that person that is able to do that thing that seems amazing, like a supernatural power, they develop that just as well. It took a lot of time, it took a lot of years, it took a lot of effort, and that's where there's that disconnect. And my issue with it is not people thinking whatever they want to think. My issue with it is, while teaching art, I saw a lot of kids that like to draw, and you will ask them, do you like to draw? I love it, I love to draw. And then they'll try to paint something, or they'll try something new, or I'll bring out the watercolors or the acrylics or whatever, and then they'll try to use them, and then they'll just have this soul crushing realization that what they're creating is not very good. And I've heard multiple times adults and kids be like, I can't do it, I'm just not talented. And that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking, seeing that person that does have the love and the desire to do something great and to create art feel like they can't because they think they weren't born with something. So they're thinking, I really like this, but I'm not meant to be an artist because I didn't pick out a paintbrush and paint the Mona Lisa the first time I tried. And that's heartbreaking. So I kind of want to change that mentality. This is what I'm doing this video. It probably will only get to a couple of people, but that's enough. I think that's enough. I think it's an important conversation to have. And I hear it from adults too. Like, I've heard it from adults. Like, I'll be in an art show or someone will ask me about what I like to do, and I'll say I like to paint and draw, and they're like, oh, let me see what you paint and draw, and they're like, oh my god, I went to one of those painting and wine classes and I had a great time, but my painting looked awful. Okay, but how many glasses of wine did you have, first? And second, is that the only time you've picked up a paintbrush since you were 7 in school? And that's, I think, where there's a disconnect, where you have someone that just tries it once or twice, and then they're like, well, it's not very good, so I'm just not meant to do this. Versus someone who has tried over and over and over and over and over and over again, someone that will paint or draw or try to create something every single day, someone that wants to sing and they take classes five days a week, someone that likes to be well built. You don't tell bodybuilders you're just born with that talent to be a bodybuilder. You were just born with all those muscles. Do you? No, you don't. You just go, man, how often do you work out? How often do you go to the gym, man? Look at those arms, look at those guns. Not mine, because I don't have any. But use that mentality to think about art. And then ask the artist, how often do you draw? How often do you paint? How often do you develop those skills? Because no one's born a bodybuilder. Well, man, some people are born with a more defined body, muscular-wise, but that doesn't make a bodybuilder. People are born with 5 fingers on each hand. Well, not everyone is, but in general, a lot of the people that I've heard come up to me and say, I'm not that talented. I don't have that talent. I can't do that. Do you have 5 fingers on each hands? There are artists out there that have no hands, and they paint using their feet or their mouth. So think about that. If they're able to work hard enough to develop those skills, they had that desire, and I think that's where the talent comes in. So that's just my thought. I probably rambled a lot, and I stopped drawing because my pencil broke. I think it's been broken for a while. It's an old pencil, but yeah. So let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's an interesting topic. I think it's a good discussion to have. Don't be dismissive of art. If you try art and it's not perfect the first time, try it again. If you enjoy doing it, that's it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to get better. It's enjoying it. If you enjoy doing it, do it again and keep going. And if you stop enjoying it, there's nothing bad about stopping something. What is bad is not trying because the first time you did it wasn't as good as you thought it should be. Because if you're comparing yourself to someone that's done it for literally decades, you're gonna fall short. That's just life. That is just life. But if you try it once and you like it, and you like doing art, you like drawing, or you used to. I hear a lot, I used to love to paint and draw when I was little. Why you stop? Why not pick it up again? Give it a shot. And if you like it, keep going. And give it a shot, like really give it a shot. Like don't just do it once or twice and call it a day. Give it a shot. Try it a couple of times. Give it a couple of weeks. And then go back and look where you started and see if you see any improvement. And see where you've improved and why you think you've improved. And that's a skill set that you're developing. So, anyways, I'm going to stop talking right now because I can talk about this for hours, because I can talk for hours if I'm talking to myself. So, I hope you guys have a good day. Let me know what you guys think of this topic and what your mentality is when it comes down to what people see as talent versus what I describe as a skill set. Because I think it's a fun conversation to have and also an important one. So let me know what you guys thought about it, and hope you guys have a good day. Bye. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like it, leave a comment below, and for more art related videos, go to my channel and subscribe.